Two quick points before I start. One is brilliant talk from Martin. The reason why Cornwall was one of the first rural counties to declare a climate emergency, good on Cornwall, was because for the previous year and a half, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of us talked to our local councillors and parish and town councils. That's why the county council declared. So it goes to Martin's point about understanding your role as an influencer of change. And the second point is I am squished between two people who have military experience. I don't have any military experience. I'd be rubbish in the military because I'm not a very big fan of always following the rules. And I'm not talking about the rules out there. I'm talking about the rules we have in our heads that make us do or not do or think or not think. And I'm going to talk about those things really quickly now. Right, my name is Manda and I do all sorts of things around social change. I'm going to talk a little bit about the social science to add to the climate science. Okay, first of all, whether we're talking about climate or deciding what to wear or what you have for your tea on a global scale or a local scale, in actual fact, change is all about tipping points. It's very hard at the beginning to get lots of people involved. Then it gets to a point where suddenly everybody is taking part. And the magic bit is how you get people to a tipping point. And you can think about all the big things like women getting the vote or actually making some sensible decisions about single-sex marriage or all sorts of things in the country and globally. We get to a point and then it goes over. And in actual fact, we're not nearly as rational as we think we are. We tend to make decisions based on our gut and what other people are doing, not what's going on in here. And Einstein was one of the key proponents of trying to understand why we make decisions. And actually, the reason that we do make those big changes is that we're really good at working together. We're told we're competitive, we're told we have to fight against each other. It's actually rubbish. All the social science suggests we're really good at collaborating, at solving problems together, at working together, at acting together. Thank you very much. And we don't like feeling accepted from those big movements, those big changes. We don't like feeling we're the only one. We don't like feeling othered. And if you think about lots of ways in your life about how you don't like feeling excluded from what's going on, that happens across how change works as well. So it's at least as much about how we feel as how we think. So if we go back to this bit, change happens when we feel we can get to that tipping point. Now, the first thing, I'm going to talk about 5 quick things that create those conditions for change really quickly. One is, it's not about data and information. It's about understanding how you can use that. In actual fact, it's about feeling, I bet lots of people here have felt that they've had an opportunity to be heard and to get involved in a conversation today for the first time. That's a crucial part of feeling you want to be part of change, not having stuff thrown at you and told at you. The second thing is, we do not like being told what not to do. There's a really deep part of our human psyche that gets a bit arsey if in actual fact we're told what to do or not to do, and that's a really, really healthy part of being a human being. What we do like is in actual fact we feel as if we can be part of change if we're offered a better alternative, or even better, if we can be included in the developing of a better alternative. Then suddenly people think, oh, okay, I can get involved in that. That's really, really interesting. Ask me my opinion. Thirdly, we don't like to think we're the only one involved in this change. Could be easy change or difficult change or any sort of change. Very few people like to be the one that is the only person in the room, the sort of, the person that stands out like a sore thumb. That's to do with our biology, really. It's a very bad idea to be the only wildebeest on the big plane because the lion will get you. If you're part of a big group of wildebeest, the chances are you'll survive. So it's a very deep part of our psyche. But we do love feeling, and we can get involved in really tricky things or really big things about change if we're part of a tribe, if we feel we're part of something that's bigger than us, that's doing something really positive, and then we can start to do one minute. Really, really hard things or really tricky things if we're part of something. Fourthly, we're really good at denial. And we don't like being told we're talking rubbish, even when we are being told, even when we are talking rubbish. In actual fact, we love the opportunity to have that conversation, to hear what other people are saying and to have our voices being heard. And then we can, between us, figure out which bit of it was rubbish and you sort of thought it might be, and in actual fact, which bit of it you think really, really convinced about. So that's really, really important. And fifthly, we do not like people saying one thing and doing another. It really ticks us off, and it makes us feel as if we can't trust people. And trust is a really important part of getting involved in big change. Whereas in actual fact, if doctors are getting on their bikes, if friends are experimenting with a little bit of vegetarian food, if in actual fact our bosses are saying in our organisations and groups, we're going to try this and I'm going to lead the way, You can trust me, let's do this together. Then suddenly you feel as if that person is showing leadership in a way that you want to trust and get involved in. So those are essentially 5 very, very simple ways in which we can create the conditions for change, and it's all to do with social psychology. Finally, we understand that it's about posse, about being part of a group, that there are some people who stand out and think differently. Thank God for that, because it allows us to challenge our own habits of thinking. As Einstein says, setting an example is not the main means of influencing others, it is the only means. So don't dumb down your ability to deliver change and maybe to be the only one in a group that's talking about something, because the chances are there are other people as well, but they might need you to do it first. And as Steve Jobs said, here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs and the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. But the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the ones who are crazy enough, like Bude Climate Partnership, because nobody else in Cornwall is doing this, the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. So go change the world. Thank you very much indeed.